Hello and welcome back to the channel again. Now we are playing obviously Gran Turismo 7, a daily race C I believe on the Nürburgring 24-hour layout. We start in P13 here. I do think, I'm just going to say it now, that Gran Turismo or Polyphony, whoever, needs to add more of this circuit and other group regulated cars on this circuit, because this race was actually quite fun. I know we're in obviously slower cars, there's a bit less chaos, but you know, it was a lot of fun. Do get a little bit of a tap there from 13th there, but we are in 12th, so we've moved up a position. Now, as we approach this left-hander, FV Snake, I believe, gets the worst of that and ends up slowing down. Game King V2 hits the side of a Jax there, so we've moved up into 11th. Now, as we come down to the hairpin here with the flags on the seat, Jax punts off Game King, I believe. So again, now we've moved up into a position gained into P10. Now, if you can guess what I do here, you do get a cookie, left, right, or straight. And if you guess straight, you guess correct, you do get a cookie. Didn't have the reaction time to actually try and dodge that, so all that effort, we've now moved into 15th. So good fun there, of course, as the result of hitting the back of someone and slowing us right down. Now, again, there is a big battle here. There's like 5 cars all trying to get for P10, I believe. Chris there hitting the side of the Ferrari, but we've moved up in a position, so P14. There's Holmberg, who we hit, get the overtake done. He comes into the side of me, but we're in P13. Now, as we approach the infield section, 3 wide going into the corner, somehow, I'm not really too sure how, after a bit of chaos, we do actually come out on top, so we're back in P10. So we've gained, we've lost positions and then gained all of our positions back within pretty much a corner. Now, this infield section, I did have, I guess, some like worse off tyres, even though there's no wear on them. It just felt a bit slippery. FV Snake there hit the wall. Now, we skip ahead a little bit onto, like, I guess, one of the straights. So, as I said, I believe earlier, watch out for FV Snake. Get the slipstream. So, we approach. He starts turning into me, so it doesn't allow me to come past, but forcing my way through. If you check the radar at the bottom right, as we approach the crest there and then onto the change and brake, he hits the back of us. Luckily, the brakes are pretty good on this Supra, so we don't actually come off. Now, notice the SU7 badge in there. It's a new car potentially. So, as we come a bit further in and skip a little bit ahead, in P8, FE Snake and the gang about half a second behind, and then to the cars in front, it's about 4.5 seconds, I'd say. So, you know, in a contention for 8th. But we'll skip ahead now to the latter part of lap 1. And Chris there is quite close behind us. We run wide. Now, that Suzuki, for some reason, it seems pretty good on this track. So I might have to give it a go on the next daily race I try on this track in Group 4 cars. Make sure we'll do a video for that, trying the Suzuki out. But as we approach YouTube corner, as I'm sure most of us probably know it as, we take the right-hander there, but run a tad bit wide. But for some reason, I'm not too sure what happened, but Chris ran wide. We are about a second in front, nowhere near Jack's Teller there, who's about 3.5 seconds in front. Now, as we approach the crest, brake on the down and almost run off, but obviously we got this big long straight that goes into the GP section coming up in a bit, so I kind of want to be ahead as far as possible from P9. I don't want the slipstream, and there is a massive there would be sort of a side tailwind, I guess, and the wind does really matter on this track. Some parts of the section you're going really slow, but Chris there runs wide, goes off into the track, hits the barrier. Now we've got Holmberg, who we did hit obviously earlier in the lap, behind us. Now, not really much happened on the straight as we approach lap 2. 1.2 seconds in front of Holmberg there. We're about in between P7 and 9. But as we get to the hairpin here, we've caught up with Jax Teller. So, 1.8 seconds behind. And then we're about half a second behind P7 now. So we have caught up quite a bit. And as we keep jumping forward to the infield section now, we've caught up with P7 and 6. So a real fight here now for P6. Obviously final lap. A little bit of a slide on. But, easy control. Now as we approach the crest here and then onto this sort of straight, we are in good contention for slipstream. Now we do actually have a good advantage here of bump drafting, which I do just there. So try and get Jax Teller to be a little bit quicker, catch up with the Ferrari to get the slipstream. Now I thought he was going to run off. Luckily he didn't. Brake just there on the curb change and take it nice and smooth. Jax there runs a little bit wide, but on the slip downhill section we skip a little bit, but a little bit more of a bump draft. Obviously not enough to cause a collision and he goes off. So obviously use that to your advantage. Now as we approach the another YouTube section, essentially we are very close to P7 and 6, so just got to keep driving smooth. Now skip ahead again a little bit more, and P9 and 10 are actually very close to us. Accidentally hit the side of Jax there. Now it went from P8, which is me, to P6. Now it's actually P10 to P6. So couple more cars involved in the battle. Now as we approach the uphill right-hander, make sure we got to get the slipstream. So we're fast forward. There we go. We're all very close to each other. Now again we've got another right-hander here. Now as we come out of the corner, a bit of a slide. So Alex there gets the overtake done, which is good for him. Now we have got Holmberg behind and then FV Snake, which I don't want to be near. But as we fast forward this straight, a little bit of smoke, a little bit of collisions. Now Jax has a massive slide there, so he's compromised that position. So we move up into P8. Now it's just again a battle for P6. Now I thought I'd try the outside overtake, but just wasn't really worth it. A big slide on there for me, to be fair, but keep the position. And as we come into the carousel here, for some reason I can't really do this corner correct. I'm all over the place. I'm already out of the carousel before the end of the corner, so that's actually slowing me down quite a bit. And then we've got that Holmberg behind in the Porsche GT4 Cayman. So we need to catch up now to P7 and 6. Hopefully them battling slows them down, allowing a couple of us to catch up. Holmberg is really on our case like a detective, not shaking us at all. We can't shake him. He's stuck to us like glue. So these infield sections, Supra is really good on handling, not really great on speed. Although I think that most of these cars are actually pretty good for this track. It's quite a variety of vehicles. Now, unfortunately, P6 there, I think Alex hit him, hit the Ferrari, he slid and then hit the wall. So, unfortunately for him, he is out of the race there for P6. Now, we hit the dirt and approaching YouTube corner again for the second time. We run a little bit wide, but not as wide as Alex. Alex slows right down the mud there, really bogging him down. So now I'm in a lot of trouble, to be fair. I mean, obviously Holmberg is still stuck to us like glue. Obviously we've got the big straight, so something might happen. We're hoping something happens, that we can stay out in front and actually have a comfortable end to the race. Now, approaching the last sections before the end straight, we kind of just forget to brake, really, and you'll hear from the reaction. I brake so late and you hear the reaction, really. Oh, no. Yeah, so hit the grass, hit the wall. But Holmberg there also runs wide. I've got a little bit of dirty tyres. Now 8th and 9th are back on the case. Entered the scene. I again run wide, hit the grass. So so Alex there as gets the undertake done. I've got now Jax there, who is again on the gearbox of myself. Now I do need to just floor around the corner regardless of what happens and try and keep it on the circuit, which I do. Now I don't want Jax there to get the slipstream, so I kind of just authority and take the spot. Now for some reason, again you'll hear the reaction, this Supra has ultimate slipstream. This Supra somehow is quicker than the Genesis in my slipstream. What the hell? What the hell? Yeah, so crazy really. Now we get the inside, the undertake done on the Genesis, and then bump draft the Porsche there. It's the only way we probably were going to get in front. Now I do probably do a few taps I shouldn't have. I mean, I let off the throttle there, brake there, hit the back. So being a good sport, letting him have the position back, but we do get pinched, and I'm not really too sure what happens to the Genesis there. It just slows down. Now he's trying to turn into me. He doesn't want me to have 7th, but unfortunately we get 7th. But if you enjoyed the video, let me know down below. Like, comment, subscribe, turn that notification bell on, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.